Hi. Welcome to another episode of the Journey to Billions podcast, where we're interviewing business owners on their way to financial success. Today, I'm here with,
Lucas Ludgate.
yeah,
What's up?
and this man, let me tell you, is a phenomenal guy in the lending space. And today, we're going to dig more and learn more about his lending business and how his business is revolutionizing the world of lending. Hey, Lucas, my very first question: how did you get to lending?
Yeah, so I joined Gator and SubTo, based on Wobby's communities,
Okay, awesome.
and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but by process of elimination, I kind of found out, with acquiring properties, you have to cold call sellers,
Yeah,
door knock, do this, do that,
yeah,
and with having a W-2 job, I may not have the time to do that. And also, if a seller were to call me, sometimes that's the only chance you get. You miss a seller's phone call, that's it.
it's all gone.
And I could be at my W-2 and I could miss out on that opportunity. So then, by process of elimination, I figured out, well, lending probably makes more sense because you don't have to be, as involved in it. Kind
True.
of once you fund the deal, you just kind of do some monitoring.
Yeah,
So that's what kind of got me into lending. Just kind of it's not as much work because I'm just giving the money for the person to do the work.
true, true. Wow. So I've not heard many people talk about the process of elimination like that. Like that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like people try to go find what they want to do, but they never just try to flip it backwards and ask themselves, what don't I want to do? So wait, let's talk more about the process of elimination. So how did you first start thinking this way or working like this? Like how was the entire process ideated for you?
Yeah. So I thought that real estate was, you cold call or you door knocked, you buy a property, you manage it yourself, and then you just keep doing that over and over. And that is how real estate works. But then when I joined Pace Morby's community, I realized there's so many different pieces. Because like in one deal, there can be it's the person that funds it, it's the person that buys it,
Yeah.
it's the transaction coordinator, like property management is a different person. And like all these people are making money. And so that's when I realized, oh, okay, so I don't have to be doing all this. And kind of by process of elimination, I'm like, well, I don't want to be cold calling, so I don't want to do that. Um, and then, I don't really want to be a transaction coordinator. Um, and then I figured out like I did have some money in stocks, and I'm like, oh, let's try this lending thing. Let's see
Yeah.
what happens.
And so when you decided to yourself that lending is where I want to get to, so of course you then started, right? So how long did it take you from your decision to when you actually started?
I would say about 3 months.
3 months.
Um,
So what was going through your head from when you decided to start lending and when you actually started lending your first deal? Like what was going through it? What were you doing in that 3 month interval?
I was trying to learn a lot about it, because obviously lending money is risky. You're giving someone that you may not know a lot of money. So how do you, make sure you're properly secured? How do you vet the deal, vet the borrower? So I spent a lot of time doing that
Yeah.
before I actually
True. Okay.
invested in a deal.
So why 3 months? Why not 6 months or 12 months?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could have been probably a lot less. It's just I think, I had some limiting beliefs and some fear. Because I mean, real estate is scary when you first do it. No matter what you do, it literally doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna be scared. But then that's the point. You're scared, you have fear, but you don't let that stop you. You know, to keep going. So and a lot of people are, well, let me just learn some more before I do something. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's 3 months, it's 6 months, it's a year. You spent all this time learning, you haven't done jack shit, but the only way you learn is you have to do the thing.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it took me 3 months to actually like do a deal at first, but it could have been a lot less. But
See,
I had some.
like that there is a very interesting topic because I see a lot of people right now and they're essentially stuck in tutorial hell. So what does tutorial hell mean? Tutorial hell is when you're just studying tutorials, courses over and over and over again. But I've really seen that people have learned the best by actually doing things.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a very slim line, so you definitely have to do your research first. But Moses says this one thing. He says, if the ultimate measure of power, which is God, where God came to earth and ensured there was no light, he said, let there be lights. And there was lights. Let there be earth. There was earth. Let there be man. And there was man. So if the ultimate power is likened to God, power as human beings is being able to say something and having nothing happen and having the distance between when you said it and when it happened, they're as close together as possible.
Yeah.
So that in and of itself is very powerful. So I really love
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
mindset.
And also Pace talks about don't be an asshole.
Asshole. Okay.
People ask all the questions about, well, what if I buy the property and then this happens? It's like, oh, okay. So did you buy the property? No. So then why are you asking?
Asshole. Nah, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. So but tell me about your best deal so far.
Um, yeah, I would say one of my best deals is it was with a business. It was somebody that does bridge financing for SBA loans. And that deal, it paid 1.5% a month. It was for
Wow.
8 months. So it was like a pretty good return. Got my money back. I really liked, the people that I invested with, and I'm probably gonna do it again. And what I've learned is, a lot of people talk about the high returns, and those are great, but they're risky. And I'm actually learning that it is risky, uh, because I think, I'm involved in a situation where I don't think I'm getting my money back
Oh wow.
because I was chasing the high returns. But, that's okay. It's a learning lesson. You got to pay your tuition to get into the game. So, yeah, I mean, I would just say that, don't chase the high returns and just be super careful about it because they're giving high returns for a reason.
Awesome. So that makes sense. High returns are always very risky. If there was one advice that you could give to the version of you that just started, okay, what would that advice be?
Work on your mindset before anything else. Because at the end of the day, that's it. That's the only thing. Because the real estate stuff, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Everybody knows how to do it. You have to call somebody, you have to make the offer. It's a very simple process, but it's just the mindset of, I'm scared to call the person, or, I don't have the money, so I'm not going to do it, or, this and that. And just like all those limiting beliefs and fear, because, right now, my partner and I, we're about to get a RV park under contract.
Nice.
The EMG, the EMD is 35K. We didn't know where we're getting the 35K from until like a couple days ago.
Wow.
And, we have to raise about $1.4 million. We don't know where that's coming from because we could have been like, well, we don't have 35K for the EMD. You know, we're just going to back out. But we did it. And then we found it because the deal comes first, the money follows.
Yeah.
You're never going to have the money first. And so then we're like, okay. And then we're going to move forward. And it's like, okay, well, where do we get the 1.4 million? We don't know. But the conversations right here, I think we may have found it.
This is where the money's at.
I think we found the money this weekend.
Wow. Wow.
So, I mean, it's amazing. It's
Wow.
amazing.
And guys, more context. We're at the 2025 Resilient Investor Conference in Chicago. The beautiful Chai City or Chai Town, as people love
Chicago,
to
baby.
call it. So I love that. I love that. I love that. So that makes so much sense because I I spoke today, and before I spoke, of course, you know this because you're a good friend of mine. A lot of things were happening at the exact same time. Like I had to clear a lot of things and I had to speak in like 15, 20 minutes. So I kind of foresaw all this to happen. So the one thing I prioritized I did above all else was go to the gym. Because for me, going to the gym reinforces my mindset that I could do hard things. So I told myself, no matter what happens, even if the earth was to come to an end, as long as I speak there today, before then I must go to the gym. That was my non-negotiable. Because it's all in the mind. I believe you can lose everything and come back from it, but if you lose your mind, you're gone.
There you go.
You're gone.
There you
So
go.
I really love the
That's a
good
good
mind.
phrase, right?
Super important. Take anything away.
Yeah.
It's not my mind.
Yeah.
I love that. So going forward now, where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to still, be a private money lender and, continue to do that. But I think really leaning into buying RV and mobile home parks because I want to really start owning assets
See.
because the lending is great, but, there's not tax benefits.
Sure.
And it's, unless you just have a lot of money, it's not really something you're quitting your job at.
Yeah.
It's just like a great side thing to do to get additional income. So I want to keep doing that, but then lean into buying these assets, to get, tax benefits, get some cash flow. And it's really a long term play.
Yeah.
Some of these, yes, you can get cash flow right away, but it's really in about 5 years when you like pay off your partners or pay off the money that you raised, that's when it becomes really powerful.
Yeah. So why why RV parks? Why mobile home parks? Why not just regular single family homes?
Man, go big or go home. That's just it's a limiting belief that I have to start with single family. I can't buy an RV park. Why? It's just because your mind says you can't.
Wow.
And it's the amount of work is comparable. So yes, buying an RV park is more work than buying single family. But an RV park could be worth $4 million. A single family could be worth 200,000. Do the math. How many single family homes would I have to buy
To get
to make four? You know what I mean? So it's the work is comparable, but it's just the payoff is way higher. So I mean, go big or go home.
wow. Wow. And I love that, brother. I love that. Like I tell people like go big or go home does not apply to everybody. Okay, well listen.
You have to be smart though.
True, of course. Because like in my case now, I'm from Africa. I'm from Nigeria. So go big or go back to Nigeria. No, that's too far. So mine is go big or go big. Okay? Go big or go big. But I love
Go
that,
big
man. I
or go
love that.
bigger.
So tell me, I know you talk about mindsets, mental frames, mental toughness, all these times. Like I've heard you go multiple times. Like I've heard you talk about this multiple times. What does mindset mean to you?
I think it's just controlling your thoughts and realizing that you can control your thoughts. And I think that's a huge part of it. Because I think a lot of people, it's your paradigm, right? It's like when you're driving, you don't think about driving. You've done it so many times that it's subconsciously, you just know how to drive. Same with your thoughts. You think that life is supposed to be hard, that you have to work a W 2 job. That's how, you have to save money. Money's safer in the bank. These are all things that you just thought so many times that it's in your subconscious. But all those things, it's not true.
Sure.
And you can realize that you can control your thoughts and rewire your brain and start to live from the inside out. Because a lot of people, they just live from the outside in. They see something happen in their reality, and then it makes them feel sad, and then they feel sad. But it doesn't have to be that way because you can control how you feel and what affects you. So you live from the inside out. I try to, and it's hard. It's hard too. Now I try to not let anything affect me in my reality because I control my thoughts.
Mm,
And it's an everyday thing. You have to
every
practice it every single day. Because think about it, for the first 30 years of your life, you thought this way, and you can't just undo 30 years
true.
in, 3 weeks.
True. That makes sense. Well, of course, I think having the right mindsets, the right mind frames, they also help in times of difficulties. So when the business is not working out or when things are just super hard, having the right mindset helps. But I'm curious, do you have any mental mind frames, mental mindsets that you use to get yourself through the hard times. Do you have any of those to share with the audiences today?
I would just say that so I write down affirmations every single morning,
Every morning.
and one of them is everything is always working out for me. It does not matter what happens because everything is always working out for me. If something goes wrong, it's because that's how it's meant to be. You're meant to learn this lesson because whatever's coming is going to be 10 times bigger. And, so with this RV park, it doesn't matter if we close it or not because everything is working out for me.
I love
If we
that.
close it, hell yeah. If we don't, then we learned that lesson. So then the next one, it's going to be way better. And
Wow.
when you truly believe that, because when I say it every single day, that I actually believe it. It's in my subconscious now. Because at first I didn't, but then you do it every single day. You believe it, so now everything is all good.
Sure.
Everything works out. It doesn't matter what happens because it's meant to happen how it's supposed to happen.
I love that. I love that. Now, Better, that has been so much value. Thank you so much. For wrapping up, how can people find you and work with you?
Yeah. Instagram, maybe at Lucas.Ludgate. This is my guy right here for my content. It's amazing. Yeah, follow me, DM me, check me out. I would love to get on a call with you, try to help you, lending, RV parks, mobile home parks, mindset, anything.
Awesome. And as usual, my brother, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Heritage, my guy.
Let's do it.